We have two high test candles with an entry below, stop just above the high, and a profit target of just a 1-to-1. So we'll just play that out, and that one was a win. How to build a Tweezer Top trading strategy without a single line of code. So there are platforms now that allow you to build algorithms without learning how to code, essentially, and it's a very simple and easy way to do it. Now, if you want to learn more about this, there's a link in the bio there where we go into much more complex strategies, as well as giving you all the metrics and guidelines to use to be able to find profitable strategies within these markets. But let's jump straight into it. So here we have a few blocks of code. Now, this is a no coding software, meaning that we just drag and drop blocks together, and then we can link them up to be able to tell the back end. So each one of these has code, and we can tell the back end of it how it operates in order for it to function within MQL5 or your MetaTrader 5 software. So the strategy we're going to be doing today is the Tweezer Top strategy. And essentially what we're looking for is Tweezer Tops. So we'll just jump over the chart and I'll show you exactly what we're looking for. And then let's build that strategy, jump over MT5, visually see it play out, and then add on our buy and sell pending orders at the end of that to show you how it works. So here we are on TradingView, and I've just got the replay mode, and I've found a pair of Tweezer Top candles here. So what are Tweezer Tops? Essentially, it's where the wick is large, the body is small, and they're next to each other. What we're going to be doing is programming these two patterns to be found within the MQL or MT5 platform, and then placing a short entry just like this at the break of the low of that candle with a stop placed above, and then hoping for an entry or something along the lines of this, and we just get there for a 1-to-1. So let's jump back over to the code. I'm going to go through a few blocks that you can follow along as well, and then we'll jump over to the platform and start showing you visually how it works and how it sees them on the chart. Now, I just have to preface this by saying we're not adding any complexity to this, so it will show up every variation of double high test and double low test, even if it's randomly placed within the market. So for example, this candlestick pattern right here, 2 low test, that will be shown up also. These two here will probably also come up within the algorithm also, until we give it more context, which we'll get into in later video series. Click this video because there's going to be a whole series of videos coming out with very simple lessons for you to be able to construct your own algorithms. Firstly, what I'm going to focus on is the once per bar. Now we then go to construct 2 doji candle size candles. So you have to talk to it in a mechanical edge way. Using these 2 are going to be the doji candles. So we'll dig into those in a minute, and then we have our high test candles and our low test candle. So we have candle 1 and 2 doji, candle 1 and 2 high test, and candle 1 and 2 low test. So they're running off their own metrics. Now these orange and yellow lines, so if it comes out the orange section, this means yes, it's true. If it comes out the orange section, that means no, it's incorrect. So you can either have a no option, or you can just follow through on all the yeses. So if we have a yes, 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 we will then go to the pending order and place the order. So it never falters, it's never incorrect, because it's always waiting for every condition to be perfect before it enters a trade. Let's dive into some of these blocks. So we're starting with the doji candle size. Now, how do we describe a doji candle? Generally, it's the body size in pips. So think about it, body size in pips of the first candle. Candle 1, the first candle back is candle 1. The body size is below or equals to the total size. So the body size has to be below the total size. And then we put times 3 down here because we want the body to be 30% of what the total size is, meaning that it's creating a small body, large wick. Now that can, just off that information, because it's candle ID 1, that could put that body size anywhere within that candle. So you have to tell it, where do you want that body size? Do you want it at the top? Do you want it at the bottom? And that's where we jump into these other blocks. So we've done that for candle 1 and candle 2. So candle ID 1, candle ID 2. So we've created 2 doji candles simultaneously, and then we want to turn them into high tests and low tests. So a high test, when we think about it, the upper wick of 2 is above the bottom wick of 2. So the upper wick is larger than the bottom wick. meaning that it's going to put that 30% on the lower end of the candle. And we go times 2 because we want the upper wick to be twice as big as the lower wick. We do that for both candle ID 1 and 2, and we do the exact same thing for the low test. So the candle wick in pips is above the upper wick. So the bottom wick is has more than the lower wick in pips when you measure it. And we do the same thing times 2. And we have that for candle ID 1 and candle ID 2. So they're both high tests and low tests with dojis. And then we have a sell arrow. So this will show us on the charts where they show up. And then we'll add the buy now and sell now pending orders. So let's jump over to the charts, check our work, and then we'll add in the buy pending and sell pending. So here we are in MT5 now, just watching it play through. And as we can see, we have 2 low test here, or a tweezer there. We have a tweezer right here. It's always the 2 candles prior to the green arrow or the red arrow. We have again here 2 tweezer tops. These don't quite meet because the body size is too large, because it needs to be that 30% rule. So now what I've decided to do is add the buy pending order and the sell pending order that's going to trigger. So if we have 2 low tests, we'll have a buy pending order above that, and we'll execute those long, and this vice versa for the sells also. So let's jump back over and see that in full action. Okay, we've just started this one, and I'll pause it right there. As we can see, we have 2 high test candles with an entry below, stop just above the high, and a profit target of just a 1-to-1. So we'll just play that out, and that one was a win. We'll just see a few more examples as they roll in. We have the same thing here, 2 high test candles, entry below, stop above the high, and that was another win. And as you can see, we've now automated and turned this strategy into an algorithm.